Installing a truck from start to finish is a complex process that involves assembling various components, from the chassis to the final detailing. Below is an overview of the process. 1. Planning and preparation. Before installing or assembling a truck, detailed planning is required. This includes choosing the type of truck, for example, pickup, semi-truck, dump truck, selecting the specifications, engine type, transmission, axles, fuel type, gathering necessary tools and equipment, ensuring a suitable workspace. 2. Chassis assembly. The chassis is the foundation of the truck. This step involves installing the frame, typically steel or aluminum, adding cross members for structural support, mounting the suspension system, leaf springs, coil springs, or air suspension, attaching the axles and differentials, installing wheels and tires. 3. Engine and transmission installation. The engine is the heart of the truck, and the transmission ensures power delivery. This includes positioning and securing the engine on the frame, connecting motor mounts, installing the transmission and drivetrain, manual or automatic, adding the exhaust system, setting up the cooling system, radiator, hoses, and coolant lines. 4. Fuel and the electrical systems. At this stage, the truck needs power and fuel delivery. Installing the fuel tank, fuel pump, and lines. Setting up the battery and electrical wiring. Connecting the alternator, starter motor, and ignition system. Wiring the lighting system, headlights, taillights, and interior lights. 5. Cab and body installation. The truck body includes the cab and any cargo area. Mounting the cab onto the chassis. Installing doors, windows, and windshield. Adding dashboard components, steering wheel, instrument cluster, controls, mounting seats and interior trim. If applicable, installing a truck bed, box, or specialized equipment, for example, dump bed, trailer hitch. 6. Brakes and steering system. Ensuring the truck is safe to drive involves installing hydraulic or air brake systems, connecting brake lines and master cylinder, setting up the steering column and linkages, aligning the wheels for proper steering control. 7. Testing and quality control. Before putting the truck on the road, it must be tested, checking for leaks in fuel, coolant, or brake lines, running the engine to test performance, testing transmission shifts and drive components, checking electrical functions, lights, sensors, infotainment, road testing for handling, braking, and overall function. 8. Final touches and delivery. Once the truck passes all tests, the final steps include painting and detailing, adding decals or branding if applicable, performing a final quality inspection, registering and licensing the vehicle. Sure, here's a detailed step-by-step breakdown of the entire truck installation process, from start to finish. Step 1. Planning and preparation. Before assembling a truck, careful planning is required. This includes choosing the type of truck. Different trucks are built for different purposes, such as pickup trucks, for example, Ford F-150, Chevy Silverado. Semi-trucks, for example, Freightliner, Peterbilt. Box trucks used for deliveries, dump trucks for construction. Specialty trucks, for example, fire trucks, garbage trucks. B. Selecting truck specifications. Key factors to consider: engine type, gasoline, diesel, electric, or hybrid, transmission, manual or automatic, drivetrain to WD, for WD, or AWD, axles single, dual, or tandem for heavy loads, body type, flatbed, enclosed, custom, towing capacity if needed. C. Gathering tools and equipment, heavy-duty wrenches and sockets, lifting equipment, hydraulic jacks, cranes, welding and fabrication tools, electrical testing tools, diagnostic scanners, safety gear, gloves, goggles, fire extinguisher. D. Setting up the work area. A clean and organized workspace is necessary. Consider a large enough area for the assembly, proper ventilation for welding and engine testing, electrical supply for power tools, safety measures, fire-resistant flooring, first aid kits. Step 2. Chassis assembly. The chassis is the foundation of the truck and must be properly built. Assembling the frame. The frame is typically made of steel or aluminum. Cross members and reinforcement brackets are bolted or welded. The chassis is leveled to ensure a straight and sturdy base. B. Installing the suspension system. Leaf springs, coil springs, or air suspension are mounted. Shock absorbers are installed for ride comfort. Axles and differentials are positioned. C. Adding wheels and tires. Heavy-duty lug nuts secure the wheels. Tires are inflated and balanced to avoid vibrations. A spare tire mount is prepared. Step 3. Engine and transmission installation. The powertrain is installed at this stage. Installing the engine. The engine is hoisted and lowered into the frame. Motor mounts secure it in place. The cooling system radiator, coolant hoses is installed. B. Mounting the transmission and drivetrain. The transmission is bolted to the engine. The clutch manual or torque converter automatic is installed. Drive shafts and differentials connect power to the wheels. C. Exhaust system, headers, catalytic converters, and mufflers are installed. Exhaust pipes are aligned and clamped to reduce noise and emissions. Step 4. Fuel and electrical systems. A truck needs fuel and power to function. A fuel system. Fuel tank is mounted on the frame. Fuel pump, fuel lines, and injectors are installed. Fuel filter ensures clean fuel enters the engine. B. Electrical wiring. The battery is connected to the power system. The alternator, starter motor, and ignition system are wired. Dashboard electronics, sensors, and control units are installed. C. Lighting system, headlights, taillights, and fog lights are mounted. Turn signals, brake lights, and hazard lights are tested. Step 5. Cab and body installation. The truck's body and cabin are added. Mounting the cab. The cab is lifted and bolted onto the chassis. Mounting brackets and insulation installed to reduce noise and vibrations. B. Installing interior components. Dashboard, steering wheel, gear shifter are installed. Seats and seat belts are mounted for safety. Infotainment system, air conditioning, and controls are connected. C. Adding the truck bed if applicable. Pickup bed, box truck, or flatbed is attached. Tailgate, bed liner, and toolboxes are installed. Hinges, locks, and latches are checked. Step 6. Brakes and steering system. Safety critical components are installed. Brake system, brake calipers, rotors, and pads are mounted. Hydraulic brake lines are connected. Brake fluid is added, and air is removed bleeding the brakes. B. Steering system, steering column and power steering pump are installed. Tie rods and alignment settings are adjusted. Step 7. Testing and quality control. Before the truck hits the road, rigorous testing is done. Leak checks. Fuel, coolant, brake fluid, and oil leaks are checked. B. Engine performance test. The engine is started and monitored for idle, acceleration, and temperature. Emission controls are tested. C. Electrical system test. Lights, horn, infotainment, and sensors are verified. D. Road test. Braking, acceleration, steering, and suspension are tested. The truck is driven under load to check handling. Step 8. Final touches and delivery. The truck is finalized and prepared for use. Painting and finishing. The truck is painted and polished. Decals, branding, and protective coatings are applied. B. Quality inspection. A final checklist ensures all components work properly. Adjustments are made if needed. C. Licensing and registration. The truck receives a VIN vehicle identification number. License plates and road permits are issued. D. Delivery to owner or dealership. The truck is either shipped to a dealership or handed over to the customer. Final paperwork and warranty details are provided. Conclusion. Building and installing a truck from start to finish is a detailed process that requires mechanical expertise, precision, and testing. Each step ensures safety, durability, and performance before the truck is ready for use. Got it. Since you're looking for more details, let's deep dive into some key steps. I'll start with engine installation. Then we can go into electrical wiring, chassis assembly, or any other part you're curious about. Deep dive. Engine installation. The engine is the heart of the truck, so proper installation is critical for performance and longevity. Step 1. Preparing the engine. Before installation, the engine needs to be assembled if it's new or inspected if it's used. Flushed to remove contaminants. Lubricated with fresh oil to prevent dry starts. Checked for leaks in gaskets and seals. Step 2. Positioning the engine in the chassis. A hydraulic hoist or crane is used to lift the engine. The engine is aligned with the mounting points on the chassis. Motor mounts, rubber or polyurethane, are bolted to the frame to absorb vibrations. Step 3. Connecting the transmission. The transmission is aligned with the engine flywheel. The clutch manual or torque converter automatic is connected. The bell housing bolts are torqued to manufacturer specifications. Step 4. Installing the cooling system. The radiator is mounted and hoses are connected. Coolant is added to prevent overheating. The fan assembly and water pump are secured. Step 5. Attaching the exhaust system. Headers or manifolds are bolted to the engine block. Exhaust pipes, catalytic converter, and muffler are aligned. Gaskets and clamps are tightened to prevent leaks. Step 6. Wiring and fuel system hookup. The starter motor, alternator, and ignition coils are connected. Fuel injectors and fuel pump are wired. Sensors to sensors. Throttle position sensor are installed. Step 7. First start and testing. The engine is cranked without fuel to build oil pressure. Fuel is added, and ignition is switched on. Idle and rev tests are performed to check performance. Any leaks or misfires are diagnosed.